Welcome to the Sunday podcast. I'm your host, Denise. Welcome to my podcast. Welcome to my hub. Let me see to be a little bit. Oh, where's my little? Let's find my stuff. Here it is. Clean my glasses. Okay. Say hi. Let me know you are here so we can see. I know it's early today versus the last few ones, but Timmy's coming home today instead of tomorrow night because he has to do something on Tuesday. So his day off is tomorrow. And I got this huge blister on my finger. See it on my thumb? See what happens when you work? See what happens when you work? So I can't find a Band-Aid. Peter says he has one. So enough about me. Welcome. Say hello. Hello, Linda and Becky and Mary and Lori and Jill. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're going to talk about our little thing that I made. It's funny, it was printing wonky. I had to print it like 3 times. I think I finally got it right over here. Christine, welcome. Oh, I should put on live chat and up top chat. You all should do that when you're ever at a live. There in the chat box on the side, there is a little toggle that it could say live chat or top chat. I'm not sure what top chat means, but I gotta put on live chat so I can see everybody's comment. Hey, Janet, Margaret, Carlene. I like the earlier time better too because I'm a little unhinged when it comes a little bit later. Lord knows what's going to come out of my mouth later. I'm too tired to care. Remember, grab your water. When I drink, you drink. And welcome. I will put this little reminder out there since Miss Becky's here and she reminded me. Today we are starting Pamper Week at Dish with D. And Miss Becky has started a little group, a little subgroup in our, just for the week, in the group about skincare, makeup, and stuff like that. So it's all in the group. If you want to join us in a little private Facebook group, you're more than welcome. She does such good tips on how to take care of your skin. This is fun. She's very delightful. So we did it a few years back and it was quite fun. So I invite you to join us there. It's free. Like I said, you can just go there for the tips. But hey, I mean, sometimes she has some good stuff if you're interested. I did not, in case you didn't know, I didn't brush my hair. Can you tell? Oh my gosh. It's Sunday, y'all. I'm just like, I'm letting loose. D, you're a mess. I know. I'm a mess. I'm a mess. Hey, Joe Kay. Hey, Lisa. So I put in here, we talked about this last week, about when I called Weight Watchers International personally, and I talked to a live person. I think her name was, I wrote it down. Was it Lindsay? Or I don't remember. I did write it down. And we were talking about different things, and she was very, very nice. We are having, I haven't been there yet today. I apologize. It's been one of those days that I got up and thought it was Monday, and it was Sunday, and I went back to sleep. I didn't get down until about, around 10 o'clock. I know. I went to Mass last night. Yeah, sometimes we go Saturday nights, depends. So yeah, last night was a Saturday night Mass. But yeah, that's probably why I slept in. That's why I didn't know what day it was. You'd think. Maybe that was it. Maybe because I knew I went to church and I thought it was this Monday. I was about to, no ranges in hers. Hey, Cindy. Did I say hi to you, Cindy? I don't know if I did. Yeah, a lot of people don't have, I should have brought my iPad down. But under where your macros are for your totals, it gives you a range. And I'm not sure why. I was on the diabetic, I'm still on the diabetic plan. I have toggled over the diabetic plan. And I don't know if that's why I got it first. I don't know. But it does give you a range. Now, those ranges, just remember, I don't know how they figure it out. Weight Watchers does that. But I will tell you that they know your weight, they know your height, they know your age, which was all in the app. They do ask about activity, how active you are. So make sure that's updated when you go on. I think I mentioned that in Monday's video. I think I did in last Monday's video. I showed a little app tutorial about where to look at that. We might do that again for tomorrow's video. We'll see. But yeah, they come up with that on their own. But so back to what I said. I get sidetracked. Too many things run through my head at once. But I talked to somebody at Weight Watchers International. She's very nice. And she said, I was talking to another, like, they're both lifetime members. She said, there's a workaround you can do because, like the GLP-1 plan, that if you're on, you could follow that tracking system where it tracks the protein and the calories, but you cannot on the menopause plan, which is interesting. So maybe that's why they're justifying you paying an upgrade for it, because it is not included in your base membership. Even me being a lifetime member, I do not have access. I'd have to pay for that and give up my lifetime status. She said you can give up, even if you're free. I do pay because I'm over gold, but even if you were free, you would have to give up lifetime, join this menopause plan. And I say $25 a month because that's the cheapest way to do it. You're locked in for a year. Now, you could lock in for a month. I think it's $50. You could lock in for a few months. It's a little bit cheaper. And she said if you decide to go back to lifetime, you have to rejoin for a month and make sure you're in goal. You pay for a month. And then once you've completed that month, you get your lifetime free status back. That's what she told me. But she agreed. We both aren't giving up our lifetime status for it. And it's funny because they used to have menopause Zooms, but they stopped those. So it makes sense. You're not going to buy the plan if you can get the free Zooms. I get it. It's a business. Oh, SU got her rate just 2 days ago. Also on the diabetic plan. Maybe toggle over to the diabetic plan. I don't know. I love having different choices for church lately. I've been online church. Yeah, it's nice to have options, I mean, we have options here of churches at different times. Like there's the one we went to yesterday had a 4:30. Ours doesn't have have one till 5. And there's one, if another town over has it at 4. So I feel like there's a lot of good options, for the time wise. No go. Well, did you leave it at that though? Maybe you feel like you restarted or something. I don't know. Yeah, because I did go off the diabetic plan to see if it was still there, and it was. Which again, like I said, I didn't restart anything. But they're coming. Just make sure your app is updated. And I showed somebody. You go into your app store, type in Weight Watchers, and mine just says open. Mine said open too. So I pulled the screen down and it reset it, and it came out as update. So. But I think Becky, you had the update of the calories before I did. I think I was the last holdout for that one. The last holdout. And the funny part with that was my app updated on Friday of that week, and my app didn't change till like Tuesday. So it took like 4 days. Which don't ask. I don't know. It's Weight Watchers being Weight Watchers. Hey Chris, can we all agree that Weight Watchers is the worst and slow rolling? Yes, we can agree on that one. We get excited. We're communicating. Yeah, exactly. And once you send it out, and once you can send it out to apps. It's like it's an update in the system. So when the app goes into the system, it updates. That's how I always take it. So yes, we can agree. SU. What does SU stand for? Stanford University? I'm even dumb a little bit now. All right, so this is the workaround I did. I made a little PDF because I got too much time on my hands sometimes. But I thought it was just a cute way to remind me of the things that I want to work on. Now, I haven't really started full blast on this yet. I don't know why it's taking me so long. I had a bad week. We'll talk about that tomorrow. I had a bad week. But I put on there, this all came from the Weight Watchers person. She said, follow the diabetic plan. Keep your points the same. Means you don't get the diabetic points. You get your points. She goes, fish, shellfish, lean meats, low-fat yogurt, not fat-free. I mean, you could still have fat-free if you want. And cottage cheese, tofu, tempeh are all 0 points. Non-starchy veggies, beans, peas, lentils, chicken, turkey, and avocado are 0 points. Now, it also said fruit for the menopause plan. But personally, if you're going to do low carb, which is what basically the diabetic plan is, and you're older, like I am, I don't think I want to have unlimited fruit. So I put in here, this was my addition, 2 fruit zeros a day, and counting the rest if I decide to have more, which I'm not gonna. I added this, walk and movement 4 to 5 days a week, focus on high protein and fiber. That is the basis of the menopause plan. High protein, high fiber, and drink water. And I also put here little things like tracking and serving sizes, because they matter. So if you want a copy of this, you can email me and I can send it over dishwithd@yahoo.com, and I will be happy to send it to you. You print it out, you can put it on your thing. See what happens when you have Canva? You get bored, you make something cute and it's green. I liked it. I liked it. So if you want to have that and put on the thing, like I said, now the menopause plan gives you 28 points on your app. I mean, how you work around that? Quite honestly, the diabetic plan is also going to charge me for fruit. So that's how I work around that. Thank you, Miss Becky. I appreciate that. I just think it's something, I mean, I don't want to give them $25 a month. I really don't. And would I love to have the Zooms for menopause? I sure would. But I bet we could probably look on YouTube and probably find somebody talking about menopause. Because guess what? It's the buzzword. I always talk about buzzwords here. Buzzword, buzzword, buzzword. What is buzzword? Buzzword is something that is like the hot topic of the current life. And it's menopause. Everybody's talking about menopause. Drew Barrymore's talking about menopause. There's a couple other people that have a menopause club. I'm telling you, it's the buzzword. I did post it in the Facebook group already, Mary, but if you don't see it, let me know. It gives you whatever you're having now. Whatever points you have now is the points you have. So it says 23, it's 23, same thing with weeklies. But when you do the diabetic plan, unfortunately, it goes to 28 points, which, again, it's 5 points. I don't think that's tragic. Totally, because we're supposed to go in the weeklies anyway, and I know a lot of you don't. It's a secret, but you don't. I could make it a placemat. That's true. I could, but I'd rather, or I think it'd be great, like I said, to have on the refrigerator. Because if I'm sitting down to eat, I'm probably not ready yet. But yeah, put up right by where you do your meals at, on the cabinet. I just liked that it was green. I thought this was really sweet. So, but like I said, if you can't, I believe in the Facebook group, I saved it to the featured posts. So if you go to the Facebook group, you should join Dish with D's crew on Facebook. It's a private group. Nobody sees your posts. Nobody sees what you respond to. It is free. So if you go on the group, let's see, I'm pretty sure it says featured. I want to double check. I don't want to give out wrong information. Because can you tell I'm a little bit out of it? That was when I sleep till 10. Though in my defense, I did go to bed late. I did. Oh, come on. It won't show me the homepage. Yes, if you go on the top part, there's discussion. Look for players. I guess that's for gaming. Featured, quick open questions, your items, and I don't know what your items are, but it's under featured. So you hit the featured, it should come up saying, here's a little PDF I created to work around for the menopause plan. I'm going to come up with a name, though. I feel like saying, workaround just sounds so, I don't know. I want to think of something catchy. But it's basically what it is. And like I said, lady from Weight Watchers explained it to me, so I didn't make it up. Just so you know, I did not make it up. I did make this up, though. I did do this, but don't forget to thumbs up. Oh my gosh, SU. Again, what is your name, SU? I don't want to keep calling you SU. But I almost want to say FU, but I'm sorry. Again, I'm a little bit, sorry. My fiber has been really good. Susan, okay, good. That's what I thought it was. I'm sorry. My fiber's been really good. My carbs have been up, I will tell you that. But I will say I'm still within the range that Weight Watchers gives me. I'm proud of that. Fiber tips. Yeah. Well, know where I found a lot of fiber at, which I did not realize, and I have to investigate why. Now, y'all know I'm a Chalk Zero aholic. I love their products. I love their skinny syrups. I love their pancake syrups. I love their chocolate. I love everything that they make. Well, fun fact is a tablespoon of their maple syrup Aw, thank you, Sue. Susan. Are you a Sue or are you a Susan? Like my sister-in-law is a Susan, and my friend is a Susan, but my other friend's a Sue. But you said Susan, so I'm going to assume you're a Susan. But speaking of that breakfast, I put that syrup on there. And a tablespoon is 1 point. I don't remember the calorie. I think it's 40. 35 or 40 rings a bell. So I was, looking at my tracker. I'm like, how did I get like 19 grams of fiber or 20 grams of fiber in breakfast? And I looked, and there was, I think, 14 in that 1 tablespoon of syrup. I went, what? And Peter goes, yeah, Ma, you didn't know Choc Zero stuff all has high fiber. I went, it does? I guess I'm just oblivious. You know me, if I like something, I don't care what's in it, and I like it. But yeah, I was like, so I was going to check out, now that I have these, how much fiber is on these fun little muffins? Let's see, sometimes there's 2. That stinks. 2 fiber and 3 muffins. Probably the same thing for the stinking brownie. But, yeah, so I checked out a few of their other things, and I went, what? Fiber is 2. I did not realize. And I think I mentioned in another video, again, my ineptness, because I didn't realize fiber was a carb. I know, I admit this out loud. I admit that sometimes I'm a bit slow. I don't know why I didn't think of that. Because think about it, beans, it's a carb. That's fiber. And that's why it's listed. If you go to, let me show you this. I don't know if it's going to show it here. It probably doesn't. It does. If you go on a label where you see fiber, you see carbohydrates is in bold and fiber is not, because fiber is a derivative of a carbohydrate. And I admit that. I admit, and sugar too. I admit sometimes my ineptness. So I apologize for being dense sometimes. But yeah, so that's why when you want to do net carbs, you minus the fiber, which again never dawned on me why you do that. The fiber from the carb to get net carbs. I guess. I know. Because you should really, if you're going to do low carb, and I'm not telling you not to do it, but I'm saying if you're going to do if you're going to do carbohydrates, low carb, you should not give up those carbs that are high in fiber. That's why I think personally, if we're going to do low carb, you should do low net carb. Now, I'm not a professional, nor do I claim to pretend to be one. But as the things that I see, I feel like that's more doable and more sustainable. And those foods are really good and nutritious for you. That's my 2 cents, and I'm sticking to it. Oh, where was I? Rock and roll girl. Okay, so but I feel like I should have known that. All the times I've delved into that and I didn't realize. Oh, it's in the description box below in this video. If you hit, let me see if I can see it. If you hit more, it should give you, it's dishwithed@yahoo.com. So it's very easy. But that's usually where you can find it. Hi, Joanne. Ontario, Canada. I know. Okay, you're all making me feel better. I'm like, was I the only, did I not feel stupid? I did. Yes, because sugar, I think, I don't know for a fact, I think sugar alcohols contain, they lower, there's something in there, like a fiber in there that lowers that as well. Because, yes, sugar alcohols, I think it's erythritol is the one that you subtract as well. Now, there's not too many things with erythritol in it, as opposed to fiber. My fiber all weekend has been fantastic. That pear, of course, has fiber in it, but again, it also, it's like I said, so I'm trying to be more diligent and not be like, oh, that has 15 carbs, but it's a piece of fruit. Like I said, I think I said it in yesterday's vlog. I did. Should you see my vlog? It's a fun one. I do a lot of chit-chatting. But I said, think about it this way. We're worried about carbs. I get that. But would you rather have a high-carb natural piece of fruit or a high-carb processed food? There's a difference. There's a difference in a food that, like I said, I'm not going to sit there and be like, oh, God, I'm doing low carb, so I'm not going to have any fruit. No, I'm just going to be, I'm just going to, if for that meal, I will take that. But if I wouldn't have this with the fruit in the meal, no, I wouldn't do that. That would be just craziness for me. But yes, think of those high carb foods, especially if they're like a piece of fruit. It comes out, a potato comes out of the ground. It's grown on a tree. Nothing was done to it. It's grown, picked, and eaten, versus something that's been processed. Not, I have nothing against processed foods, because I love my processed foods. Because you know what? Life's short. Eat some processed foods. Moderation is always key, though, my lovelies. Mm-hmm. If I my like I said, I that really, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I should check. I didn't look at the syrups because I just put 2 pumps of their white chocolate in my matcha that I had right before I came down. Probably why I'm a little bit. I had a big old tea before I came down. So don't forget, if you have questions, ask them, please. Talk amongst each other is always great. Um, like I said, I think a lot of us who are postmenopausal, and like I say this too, with the when people I'm pre-diabetic. I know people that are pre-diabetic. I know people that have the best diet or lifestyle and are still pre-diabetic. Why is that? She eats really well. She's skinny. Why is she pre-diabetic? Remember, it is family history that goes into it. Number two, a lot of times your body's not getting enough insulin. That's why the sugar goes up. So it's your pancreas which secretes the insulin to help. It just gets older. And some people it just shows up and some people it doesn't. So don't ever feel that you're not doing enough with your diet, because sometimes you could have the best diet, eat the best food, and you're still pre-diabetic or diabetic. Why is that? Because it's just so I always encourage people, if your doctor wants to put you on a medication for that, I would do it. If my doctor said to me, Denise, we want to put you on something, I would take it. I worked in family medicine for 11 years before I got married, had kids, and moved to New Jersey. I would take it. I feel like, especially today, the medicines are so much more better than they used to be. And it's just going to help out your pancreas. So I wouldn't sit there and go crazy on a plan. You're basically fighting a wall. Your pancreas is not going to get better. It's just not. It's old. So it's you want to keep it at bay, and that medicine will help. Don't I feel like when people say I would never take the medicine, I honestly would. I would. I would sit there. I would even take the needle. If I had to take insulin, I would take insulin. I just feel like it's just those things help out your body processing. And I feel like those things that, you know, and it's, I'll be honest with you, taking a pill or taking medication helps take some of the pressure off of this. Because this is hard enough. It is. It is hard enough to sit there and try to lose weight. Now you want to put me in a low carb situation? That's even harder. And it's harder to maintain. And you know what? If we can get a little less stress in our life, go for it. Remember, I drink, you drink. I don't know if you know, if you're new here, when I drink my water, you should drink your water too. And yes, I love Stanley cups. Say what you want about them. Only cup I've ever had that keeps my water cold. I've had the fake ones, the cheap ones. Still, it worth every $35 I paid for this. Worth every penny. Oh, I understand. Me too, Cindy. I just assumed like that I knew that. See, that's the thing. We think we know it all. At least I did. I'm like, oh my God, I know that. No, I'm still learning. Good carbs are complex carbs. There's simple and there's complex. Now, again, my ineptitude, the word simple versus complex seems like they're the better ones. Like, oh my gosh, I don't want complex seems hard. Like it's we think of the word complexity, like it's so hard. Let's pull them up, but the better ones are the complex carbs because they are slow digesting and they keep you fuller and your body's not having that hit. Like oats, complex carb. Sugar, simple carb. Most people who go to the gym always take a simple carb because they want that burst of energy. to get that workout in. Because let's face it, you wake up, you don't got all the energy in the world. That's why a lot of times you'll take a banana. A lot of them take Rice Krispie treats type of things, which I didn't realize that. I'm like, oh my gosh. Let's do here. I'll write this in. So, and what's another? Beans would be a complex carb. That's why they're 0 points. When you think that, why are carbs 0 points? Because everybody hates carbs, but that's why they keep you full longer and they're slowly digesting, so you don't get that drop of sugar. See, simple carbohydrates consist of short chains of sugar molecules, provides quick bursts of energy. So that, like I said, if you gotta go to the gym, you want a simple carb. Now, complex, consisting of long chains of sugar molecules, providing sustained energy release, containing fiber, vitamins, and minerals. Examples of complex: whole grains, legumes, vegetables, fruits with skin. Yes, the skin, my lovelies, has the fiber in it. So I'm trying to eat more skin. Now, they're saying simple carbs is like sugar, honey, fruit juice, white bread, and white rice. That is why people say don't eat anything white. You should eat brown bread, brown rice. I'm going to be honest, I prefer the taste of the brown bread than brown rice. I do. I just think it tastes better. I was eating brown rice right before I was on WW. Introduced with D group. Oh, did you get approved? Because I could approve you really quickly. Because sometimes, if you ever get what's the word I'm looking for? You don't get approved for the group. Message me, because I've had people, because they don't fill out the correct information, and the girls won't, because we try to keep it spam free. As you know, we've had a few trolls in there, because I had somebody change their whole profile after they joined. I'm like, wow. Yeah, what they want, So we try to be really stringent, and that's why, because we don't want to make it, where it's just not a safe space. We want it to be a safe space. All right, I see Lisa. And I always say, too, if you wind up going off plan, like, Lord knows I've gone off enough, don't ever leave the group. Don't ever, unsubscribe. Always keep watching and listening, because it will bring you back to your goals a lot faster. All right, let's somebody else too. I have Deb. It has to be approved too. There we go. I'm sorry. Good carbs are the ones that are naturally high fiber. Raspberries, yes. Yes, this is is it 30 or 35? I can't remember. I didn't get the 40 because it was too big. I'm going to be honest. I'm like, I'm not going to carry that thing around. I do refill this during the day too. It stays cold. I got my little thing. I got this at Target. I love these little things. It's a little top for your straw. It looks like my dearly beloved Bailey. And this I got this at Halloween. It's a little cup thing, but it has spider webs on it. It was the only one that matched my cup. I don't care if it has obviously got it last Halloween. But yes, this way it's not as loud when you put it down. Now they sell little snack trays you put on your Stanley. I'm not going that far. I had to avoid snacks, not anymore. Okay, it should be up now, Lisa. I just approved you. I'm pretty sure it should be up, because you were approved. Well, what's this? I see potential spam in here. Oh, I'll look at that later. Facebook has gone crazy. Everything, when people post in the group, I'm getting a lot of posts coming up as spam. My posts in other groups are coming up as spam. I have no idea why. And I wish I had an answer for that, because I have many people will say to me, "What?" I'm like, I don't know. I said, it's not like we did anything. It's just that for some reason, it's coming up as spam. So if you put a post in there, it goes on the pending, and then I'm so glad you just joined. Sorry. Okay, sorry. I need to get off here. I pay attention. I pay attention. Hi, Anna. So, yes, if you just joined us, I created a little PDF for the, like I said, I got this all from Weight Watchers. I didn't make this up. I don't want anybody to say, D, you made, no, I didn't. Weight Watchers told me, I just put it together in a cute little PDF. She told me to follow the diabetic plan. She's keep your points the same. You don't follow the diabetic. Now, granted, the diabetic points come up, but you don't take 28. You take whatever you get. She says 0 points are fish, shellfish, lean meats, low fat yogurt, and cottage cheese, tofu, tempeh, non-starchy vegetables, eggs, beans, peas, lentils, chicken, turkey, and avocado. She also said fruit was 0. Now, like I said, I put down to 2 fruits a day as 0. I don't think that's terrible. I just feel like at being older, they're a little bit of a carb. You just want to, 2's good to 0. Anything else is just overkill. Walk and movement 4 to 5 times a week. Focus on high protein and high fiber. Drink 8 glasses of water a day. And I also put tracking and serving sizes to remind you that, yes, they matter. But yes, you could print this out if you go to my Facebook page. It's all in the featured post at the top. Or you could email me, dishwithdee@yahoo.com, and I will send it over to you through email. But I said several of that because not everybody does Facebook. I get that. Facebook is what I like to call fake book, but that's a whole other story. Okay, remember from one of your last videos, are avocados on the menopause plan? Yes, they are. Yep, they are. Now, would I suggest you eating 2 and 3 avocados a day? No. But you know what? To me, this is what I do. If I was counting the avocado, how much would I have? I would have that same amount. Usually I would have 2 points worth for breakfast on my toast. I think that's plenty. Maybe go up to 3 at the most. But am I going to be eating 6 points of avocado because it's 0? No. Plus, it'd be way too much. But you can have it several times a day. If you want to have avocado with like a bowl and chop it on top, sure, I would do that. But always keep, like I said, and the serving sizes are in our app. You go to any food, it gives you a serving size. Chicken. It's not going to say eat all you want. It says 3 ounces is a serving of chicken. 2 eggs is a serving of eggs. So always, always, always pay attention because it's in our app. We pay for that and it's sitting right there and we choose not to look at it. Apple, it'll give you the size. Now, on the diabetic plan, I weigh my fruit. This way I give the accurate, because there's all different sizes of bananas. There's all different sizes of fruit. So you want to get the most accurate that you can. Hey, Karen, yes, it was early today because they're watching the Eagles game, number 1. Number 2, Tim will be home tonight and it's going to be chaos. So I thought, you know what, let's just get this in so we don't have to miss it. Fiber used to figure in heavily on the earlier points plan. Yes. And I think it should. It keeps you full. It helps the number 2 area. And I will tell you, I've had 2 good days of fiber and I've had 2 good days of the toilet. I know that's TMI. I really do. But it does. Hey, Kelly. Better late than never. But I figured I would do, because I know a lot of people want to follow the plan. And I'm going to be honest, I'm not paying Weight Watchers $25 a month. Now, they also have a plan along the menopause. That's the one without the medications, the hormone replacements. They have another one that I don't think it includes the medications, though. I'm not sure. But there is another plan that you could get medications. And can I tell you, my lovelies, do not take medications from Weight Watchers. I would not have them give me any kind of... I'm not against hormone replacements. I'm not. But I'm against getting it from WW. I go to my GYN, my GP, and talk to them. Yeah. That's my problem. I don't mind people taking, like, even GLP-1s. I hear they help. But should Weight Watchers be doling them out? No, you should go to somebody in person, get all your vitals checked, have them look at you, have them do all the appropriate tests, check you every 6 to 8 weeks. See, I worked for a doctor. So I know what goes into all that. And that's why I would never, okay, telehealth helped when we couldn't get, it was all bad. We locked down all this. Telehealth is all we had. We don't have that now. We can go to the doctor's office, and we should. Yes. Weigh your bread, too. Oh, my gosh. I can't believe the one time I was having the end, and I'm like, I'm going to weigh this. I shaved off a point. So weigh your bread too. It's all in there. It is all in there. Oh, I hear you, Fran. Church always seems to run late. Miss Becky, yeah, thank you, Miss Becky Piper. Yes, he knows your history, and you can't lie. Like you could sit there if nobody like I was telling this the story. I said, how many times when you got your driver's license did you put the wrong weight on there because you didn't want to see your real weight? So I'm going to put the wrong weight. Like you can tell these telehealth doctors anything. They don't really. They can only see here. They don't. You could be like skinny on top and got like a dinosaur butt in the in the bottom. They don't see it. They're not asking you to stand up and twirl. They only know what you tell them. These things are fine. No, no, that is my gripe because especially we're over 50. Things on us can be wonky. I would not trust telehealth. Only if you're totally desperate and we're on lockdown would I be like okay with it. I'm not okay with it. What is a good way to measure spaghetti? Now here that is Mary, that is it's different for everyone. I'm going to tell you that. Some people weigh it dry, some people weigh it cooked. I've done it both. If I'm making my own, like say I'm just making it for me, I'll weigh out 2 ounces of pasta and cook it. If it's a family, we're all eating the same pasta, I will take a heaping cup. Now, I don't mean heaping as in, but it's not packed down. It goes a little over the top. That's my 2 ounces. That's what I consider my pasta. That, it's 2 ounces, but it's 2 ounces uncooked. So I just use a cup cooked. It always worked for me. There is a social media spa near to me that administers GLP-1s. They mostly do facials, injectable Botox. I mean, and that's in person. There's a doctor my friend goes to. I think it's $100 a week, which I thought was steep. And he has it's not most of the times if you get it, it's a pen and you just inject. But he has he must get it in vats or some sort because he gets it in a regular needle. But I don't know. I should ask her what entails. Does he see you? Does he check your vitals? Or you just go in there seeing the MA, which that's what I did, and get the shot and leaving. Are they ask any questions? I mean, I was working in the office back when remember Fen was all the rage. Fen were those diet pills. You got one of each, phentermine and fen something else. And I used to see them. They'd take them back. I'd do their vitals. I'd weigh them. He wouldn't see them unless they had a problem, and I would give them their medicines. I mean, technically they were seeing me. They were getting weighed, but I don't know. They probably went for blood work prior, but still. That's a little scary, rock and roll dog. I like that. Yes, I saw somewhere. It's all over Facebook, that there's this GLP-1 that you put under your tongue and let it dissolve. I don't know. Yes, before they exploded the hearts. I actually was on it. Since I worked there, I got it for free. And I'm pretty sure, was I getting married then? I'm trying to remember when I don't think so, because I left right around that time. I was getting palpitations. My heart was I thought I was getting, I can't remember now. I just knew that it was something to do with some sort of heart issue. And I'm like, I'm not taking this anymore. And lo and behold, it went off the market. I haven't been to Glam in a while either. Oh, I can't do Wednesday. I got to tell them. I have to go do my volunteer work. I have to tell Lori and the girls that I won't be there Wednesday. The one only day I do is the one only day we can go to the thing. That's on the app. I've seen that. I should go to one. There, like I said, if you're paying for meetings, I'm lifetime, so I have the lifetime plan. I'm over goal, and I get meetings. So my meeting is about 20 minutes from my house. My in person. I just don't care for the coach currently. So I go in there and just get weighed once a month, and I don't stay, and I leave because if I stay, I'll get aggravated. And I don't want to be that. I don't want to be that person that gets aggravated. I just want to leave. But I've been doing a lot more Zooms, and I will say Zooms have improved greatly since they started back in 2020. Greatly. I mean, they have all different kinds. They have like cooking ones, there's snacks about snacks, there's a lot more discussions, there's the weekly meeting topic, and then there's little exercise ones. I went to a stretching one once, it was pretty good. Oh, Gigi. So yeah, so I definitely recommend, and you could just put that in the search if you want to find out what it is. You just put in the type of Zoom you're looking for. I feel bad asking. I think I'm not in the loop, but here goes. I'm if I'm a past menopause age, it's yes, definitely. I think yeah, because I'm postmenopausal. I've been in menopause for easily like 9 to 10 years. It's just basically, I mean, some people just don't show symptoms anymore. Like, know what I've gotten? And it's funny, I didn't have it right away. I would say the last since COVID, which I hate saying that because I feel like I blame COVID, but it's since COVID. Since my, I'm not gonna say, but I've gotten the menopause belly, which I did not have. I did not have that, but since like the last 4 years, I've gotten this like weird, and they call it the menopause belly. The visceral fat is what it is. And when you're in menopause, it's that's visceral fat. So if you look up like exercises for visceral fat and diet and what's to eat, always fiber. High protein, high fiber. That is the plan. Now I made a pot of beans the other day. Oh, they were fantastic. I made hummus the other day. Man, I made a cabbage stir fry the other day. Let's just say I like my cabbage. My leader, she got some kind of, I want to say it was a position increase. She's doing something else. So she couldn't do the Friday workshop. She's in another area on Wednesdays. It's like 45 minutes one way. I think about going, I do. But I mean, the girl that took over, she's very nice. She's very funny, but she's not that bright, I don't think, honestly. And she's just not encouraging. She's not a goal, not even your goal. Not that that's a big thing, but and she cuts herself up too much, and I don't like that. I don't like when you make fun of yourself too much. It's almost like it's a defense mechanism of some sort. So I don't really care about. I don't like that. I mean, like I said, if she was sitting next to me, I'd love that. At the meeting, she'd be my person next to me. I'd enjoy that. But she's up there, and like when we're talking about carbs, I guess it was last month. She didn't say how important the carb. She says some micronutrients important, but why? Why? What makes it important? It is important because it gives you energy. We get our energy from carbohydrates. Never did that come out of her mouth. And I'm like, you got to tell people that because people think carbs are the enemy. People think they're all keto. And, if you don't get your energy from carbs, you get it from fats if you're on keto. She never once said that. I'm sitting next to Terry. I'm sitting on my hands going, and I think to myself, I can't be there and be like that. I don't want to be that person that complains. I don't want to be that person that's always interjecting because it's not my meeting. So I should not be the one interjecting. I had to that day because I was like, I can't do this anymore. Carbs are, yes, they're important though, especially if you're a person that does a lot of physical activity. You need energy from some source. And carbs are there. Should we limit our carbs? We sure should. But should we sit there and say that they're the devil's spawn and not have any? No, I'm not here eating cauliflower rice because I'm afraid to eat rice. Oh no, we're eating regular rice. Brown rice, of course, is my favorite. I like this one. It's called, what's it called? It's brown, but it's I think it's jasmine. It's Thai jasmine brown rice. I love it. It is so good. I think you can get it at Trader Joe's. I've seen it. You too, Chris. Enjoy your walk. That's a good point. Don't forget to thumbs up this live while you're here. If you can't do it while you're here, when you leave, make sure you hit that thumbs up. What are your thoughts on coaches not being a goal? I'm going to be honest. It depends on the coach. if the coach is not a goal, now I've known this girl who took over. She was a guide for many years. So I've been there. I've been going since 2020, 23? So it's been over 2 years. She's no different. So I do have a problem with the fact that she's not made enough strides. I hate to say it. I don't want to judge people because it's like, here I am. I'm over goal. I'm up, but I don't lie about it. And I don't sit there and I always try to say, this is just my opinion. You don't have to follow this if you don't want to. I'm just finding something fun and different to try because let's face it, sometimes if we change things up like that, it sparks our interest. But I don't think she ever was a goal. See, there's the problem. At least I've been there. At least like I said, I've been there for a while. I was a goal for probably a year. Not long enough, but yeah, I feel like, you like somebody that's in the trenches with you. I do. I like somebody that has the same struggles as I do, but also the struggle also is when you're at your goal, how you stay there. That's always a fight. So I do have some issue with that. Not a lot. I do, like I said, she's walking the walk with you, but I also want to see success somewhere along the line. And I don't think with her, I've seen that. And I hate to be like that. I do hate to be like that. Because she's very nice. She's very nice, but, leaders should lead by example. At least I've had that example. At least one time in their life. I was told I could. Here's a fun story. When I was going to the franchise, I was a Weight Watchers of Philadelphia member prior to when I hit my goal. And I wanted to work there because I went, oh my gosh, I want to give back. I want to be in the trenches like this. And my leader said, oh, you can't apply. I said, why not? She goes, well, you have the 10-pound over goal doctor's note. I'm like, oh. But yet here at International, you got women that are easily 50 pounds overweight as leaders. Just saying. So if they are at goal and only lost 10, 15, I'm not a fan. If they're not at goal but have dropped a lot. Yeah, like I said, if they've been at goal and they've gained some back, we've all done that. We've all gained it back, a few pounds back. And I respect that. I'm living that. And I know at this part of my life how hard it's been. And I'm a little bit upset that it's been this hard. Because I feel like, and again, that's the only thing I can blame is menopause. Because I feel like that's the only thing different in my life that's, significant. Like I said, I did lose it through menopause, but I wasn't fully through it until now I'm fully through it. When you hear about it, it's all that visceral fat that sits in there, and you Google it, that's what's going to come up. Dr. Google knows. Yeah, I would think so too. Like if you're going to a plan that she really hasn't changed that much. Not sure. Like I said, I hate being like, that's why I don't go. I can't go there and sit there and have this negative. I don't want to be that person that sits there and judges people. I'll be like, oh, really? So I don't go. And that's sad because then I miss out. And they're only there that because of being in a church now that they're limited to days. And the other one who goes on Saturday, now I believe she's probably a goal. She looks pretty good, but she's boring. She's a sweet woman, sweet woman, but she wouldn't motivate me at anything. And I'm at the point of my journey where I don't need to get weighed in to be accountable, which is huge for me. You know what? If you need that weigh-in, you should do it. I did at one point needed that weigh-in, but now I know. I'm only lying to myself if I sit there and oh, I'm not gonna get weighed. I'm not gonna get weighed. No, it is what it is. You'll see that tomorrow in tomorrow's weigh-in. Oh, hypothyroidism. And like I said, if she was a better coach, if she was more inspiring or gave me more information, I probably really would. It's the fact that it's that on top of everything else. I remember sitting next to Terry. I'm like, oh my God. Like I couldn't. I almost want to get up and say, I'll take over this meeting. And I don't want to do that because that would not be good. You can sit down and let me just tell them the facts. But we'll see. I'll give it some time. Overweight, yeah, that I don't. Yeah, an overweight trainer. I guess you got the certificate. I know. Like I said, that's the thing. Like you could overlook certain things about that if they pull up in other areas. And this one, no, she's it's too much fun and joking around, and too much cutting herself up. Like, no, that's not going to make us. I don't. It's not. I'm not here for a comedy hour. I'm here for help. I'm here for inspiration. I'm here to be motivated to leave this meeting and feel empowered. And I leave there just feeling angst and like half the time I think I started towards the end. I just started picking my phone up and like checking email because I'm like, this is just not. I'm just not here for that. Tell me what a carb is. Don't tell me that it's a macronutrient. Well, I know that. I know. Tell me what it does. Why is it important? There's a reason for it. But anyway. Oh my goodness. Other than that, like I said, if you want this little printable, you can go in the group or you can email me and I will happily send it over to you. Because like I said, and I said in the video too, sometimes this is tracking a different way. Are the other members of your meeting have the same feelings? The two people that I sat next to do. I don't talk to many of them before. Oh, Marianne's husband took ill when she left. He had cancer, and long since he has passed away this past year. No, that's not her name. Mm-mm. Yeah, Marianne. I wonder if Marianne will come back now. That I hate to say it, now that he's gone. I mean, sometimes you just look for things to do and occupy yourself. I wonder if she'll come back. Oh, I would go back if Marianne came back. Now, Marianne, she was over goal, not by that much though. I think maybe 15 or 20 pounds at the most, but she was inspiring. It was such a good meeting with her. So if she came back. Oh, I'd go back in heartbeats. I wonder if she will. That would be great. But yeah, he took ill. Better with protein and fiber. I still have a lot to learn. Oh yeah, there's so many things out there. It's all about food combinations. What food works better with what food? Do you remember back in the day, they used to have that 5-day diet? You had to eat this, you had to eat black coffee. One day was hot dogs, and it's the way that food reacted with each other that made that diet so successful. People, I think you lose between 8 and 10 pounds in a week, and you did, because those foods just acted the way they did with each other. And that's what I think this, food is. What's interesting though, is that they're giving you the lower fat dairy, which is interesting. Now I wonder because they're taking away some of the carbohydrates and giving you that. I think that was interesting. Is it still online? Oh, I remember that. We all had that copy. It worked. Stupid as it was, man, it did work. It's just, maybe I should try that again. Curious to see what my metabolism would do now. But then again, what happens the following week? I don't think any of us ever kept that 8 to 10 pounds off that we lost. And I don't drink black coffee. So that did not help me. I think one day you got ice cream at night. I think you had like a half a cup of vanilla ice cream. I remember that. But hey, who doesn't like a little vanilla ice cream? I like ice cream. But oh my gosh, I was watching Hungry Girl. I think I said this at the thing. Hungry Girl came up with her Dubai dupe. And I'm like she used shredded wheat. And I went, girl, I did that back in the spring, the shredded wheat. I like that I'm on the same wavelength as Hungry Girl, but she used a pistachio cream, I think. I used the sugar-free pistachio pudding, and what she did, she put it on top of a chocolate cake, and I went, oh, Wouldn't that filling be good on top of a chocolate brownie, like the Dubai brownie from Crumble? So I think we may experiment on that this week. I'm thinking and call it my Dubai crumble dupe. Like, yeah, my mug brownie, which I think is 2 points, it's very low. And you put that filling in, which is super low because it's shredded wheat and sugar free. And I mix the sugar free pudding with either yogurt or cottage cheese. Depending on, you can do either one. I think I might have used yogurt. No, I used whipped cottage cheese, I believe. So, I mean, you don't need that much of it. Probably a point's worth of cottage cheese, and then the shredded wheat, probably a point's worth. I'm like, I'm all for that. Who's up for a little Dubai brownie situation? The military diet. Ah, vanilla ice cream. I remember that. Yeah, I'm struggling immensely with my sugar addiction. It's serious. Starting to worry about my health. It is. I know exactly that because there's times where I let myself have something that has sugar in it, and then the next later I'm like in the cookie jar. Like, why? Oh, you had that. And then I forget. I'm like, oh my gosh, I forgot. I have to be better at that. And yeah, it's terrible. It's like, I find it super addicting. That's why I do have anything that I have does not have real sugar in it. And I have people be like, oh, why? But honestly, it works for me. It just helps me. Top of the party cake? Well, I would say yes, but all the Dubai things come on chocolate. So the brownie would be the chocolate part of the Dubai. Then you put the pistachio and the katafe in the cream, and then you top it so that would be your chocolate. But yeah, it would go good on that. Feeling goes good on anything. Right after we reopened after COVID, our leader was in the trenches right beside us. She gained 15 pounds, as did a lot of us. We all rode the struggle bus, and then yeah, like I said, I agree. Like I said, I don't fault her for being, but I feel like it's too long to be over gold that long. I don't know. Maybe didn't see her before when she originally started. Maybe she's down. I don't know. Again, Denise should not judge. I'm not judging. I'm taking I take all I said back. Because I don't know. I really don't know what she was like. Chocolate party. Oh yeah. You could fill it. Well, the reason I thought of the mug brownie because it's a mug cake and I can make it quicker. Immediate satisfaction is where I'm at right now. Yeah, yeah, Karen. If you're on Weight Watchers, put your app on the diabetic plan. It's gonna naturally, like I said, and I don't get that pull from like fruit though. If I have fruit, I don't sit there and desire more sugar. You know why? Because I don't think of. I'll tell you why. Because I don't think fruit's a treat. I love when people say I wanted something sweet, so I grabbed some grapes. That's not what I'm grabbing when I want something sweet. It's not. I grabbed me some Chuck Zero. Those little animal crackers are so. I should see what the fiber is in those. I had them the other night with some powdered peanut butter in a bowl. Let's just say that was a really good snack. But yeah. My gosh, it is 3 o'clock, my lovelies. Any questions before we head out? Like I said, if you want a copy of this, please email me or check out the group, dishwithd at Yahoo. It is in the description box below. If you're watching this post-haste, thank you for watching. Remember that the chat does not go up until about 7 or 8 hours later. Don't ask me why. That is just YouTube. So I know a lot of you like reading the chat as well and following along, and I appreciate that. So that is it for today, my lovelies. I'm still trying to figure out a day to do just a girls chat on the other channel. This way we don't have to talk about food and stuff. We can just talk about life and all that fun stuff. Because sometimes we just need to get away from life, don't you think? Hi, Pam. We're just heading out. I think it'd be funny just to, talk about things that make you go boom. Or things that make you go, All right. You take care. Don't forget to thumbs up the slide before you go. And if you're watching later, make sure you comment below. And I will see you tomorrow in weigh-in and weekly meeting topic for the week. I don't even know what it is. I haven't even checked it out yet. I hope I like it because last week's I was not thrilled with. So we'll see what this week. I'm hoping this week's better. So I will see you later and have a great rest of your weekend. What's left of it. Get out and enjoy.